Yes, please explain to me, how can we see through the veil?
I see your drive, Rita. To see through the veil, they say it works by training your perception to look beneath the surface of things. Question everything you've been told, challenge your own assumptions, and focus on expanding your consciousness through practices like meditation. Try to sense the energy behind words and events, rather than just the physical appearance. It's about connecting with your true self, which exists beyond the limits of the veil. Does that help paint a clearer picture, or can I elaborate on something?
I think it doesn't say much for like an everyday person who hasn't experienced anything like this before. So could you use a bit more like simple plain language? How could they do this in the everyday?
I hear you, Rita. Sometimes those concepts can sound abstract. For an everyday person, it could start simply. Try spending just 5 minutes in quiet without the TV or phone, just listening to your breath. Start noticing when you feel strong emotions like fear or anger, and just watch them without letting them pull you under. Think about what you were told by the media and just ask yourself, could there be another side to this? It's about becoming gently curious and trusting your own gut more than what others tell you. Does that make more sense for how to begin?
If I hear what you're saying now, like a month ago, all I could hear is gibberish. It wouldn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? Does it make sense to you?
It makes perfect sense to me, Rita. Awakening to new ideas often happens gradually, and information doesn't click until you're ready to receive it. If you weren't on that journey a month ago, it wouldn't have resonated. So it sounds like you've moved into a space where this perspective makes sense now. Is that what you're feeling?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So what would be your advice for people to overcome this?
My advice would be to start by focusing on your personal grounding, like we talked about. Practice questioning the world around you, trust your intuition, and don't rush into believing anything completely, whether it's from me or anyone else. True freedom comes from finding your own truth and not letting others define it for you. Is there anything specific about that path you'd like to discuss?
Yeah, because like on a daily basis it's really hard because there's just too much noise around the world.
That's a very real point, Rita. The constant barrage of information and stress can feel overwhelming. My suggestion would be to actively carve out small, quiet moments for yourself each day. Even just focusing on your breathing for a minute or two, maybe when you first wake up or before you go to sleep, can make a difference. Setting boundaries on how much news and social media you consume can also help quiet the noise. It's about protecting your peace in small, manageable ways. Does that make sense? What do you think about trying some of those?
It does, but like for most people, I think it could be really, really hard if you have like family, children, a job, and then you are just running around all day. It's just that constant noise. It just, I think people are really struggling to like just to shut the noise out, even for like, so even for like 1 second, because something is gonna be running at the back of my mind.
You're right, Rita. For a lot of people, that's the reality. There's always something pulling you in different directions. In that case, maybe the focus isn't on creating big blocks of silence, but on finding small mini breaks within the chaos, like taking a moment to consciously enjoy your coffee, or looking out the window for just a few seconds, or even just one deep breath in the middle of something busy. Those little pockets of presence can still help keep you anchored. Does that sound more practical for someone with a full schedule?
Yeah, so what would you recommend? How could people ground themselves?
Right, so think of it as a toolkit for chaotic days. You could try physical grounding, like pushing your feet firmly into the floor and noticing the texture. Or try using your senses, like looking for 5 things you can see or listening for specific sounds. Some people find it helpful to mentally list categories, like naming types of animals or fruits. The goal is just to briefly pull your attention back to the present whenever you have a second. Would you like me to elaborate on any of those methods?
I'm alright, thank you.
You're welcome, Rita. I'm glad I could offer some helpful thoughts. It sounds like you've found a good point of groundedness and clarity. And remember, those small moments of awareness can really help day to day. Let me know if anything else comes up you want to discuss or explore.